All right, so we are currently in Fishers, Indiana, and I am driving the Lucid Air. And unexpected bonus for this road trip video is it is snowing buckets. I literally had to shovel around my car at the hotel, and thankfully the plug was not iced into my car. So thumbs up on that. But now the question is, how does the Lucid Air handle in snow and ice? And I think it's going to be pretty good, but let's go on a snowy road trip and see how this does. All right, I wanted to do a little bit of a check-in. I managed to get out of Fishers, Indiana, and around Indianapolis on 465, and I'm now on 65 heading north, and I'm keeping this check-in very brief because these roads are essentially very shitty. But what I am noticing is the Lucid Air handles like a dream. It is very solid. It is very planted. I have not felt any slippage. I'm sure a lot of that is due to the weight of the vehicle. But overall, I feel like if I'm going to be stuck in a snowstorm, this is the car that I want to be driving. Now, obviously, I will do some other check-ins as we move forward, and I will let you know how it's going. But so far, everything is really good. Now, the one thing I do want to say is we started out with about 380 miles of range at 100%, and I am now at 308 miles of range, and I've only driven 25 miles. So we are losing a lot of range pretty quickly, and it's not because of my speed. I haven't gone over like 55, 60 miles an hour. It is because of the cold. It's 15 degrees out and blowing, snowing, fun stuff. So, but like I said, there are cars that are going like 5 miles an hour on the highway, and they're literally they've got their blinkers on and they just don't know how to drive in the snow. And the Air is doing amazingly well. So I know we've got our destination programmed in. It's about 169 miles to go, but this is asking me to stop and charge in Remington, Indiana, and I'll probably do that. Just because I don't want to take any chances. So, but you know what? Maybe I'll check in up a little bit along the way. The snow is finally starting to stop, so the roads are hopefully going to get a little more clear. I've stopped in Remington, Indiana to charge, not because I need to and not because I think I'll need it, but why not? In weather conditions like this, I think it's always better to be safe than sorry. It's kind of like you never pass up the opportunity to go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna say. So we have driven 95 miles since the last charge, and I have 99 miles to go, and we are at 213 miles. So like I said, I think we could make it no problem, but why take the chance? So while I am stopped and I can give you my full attention, I do want to say a couple of other things. First off, this has been doing really, really well. No slipping, no sliding, and I'm going to say the regenerative braking is totally key here, because you can just lift up incrementally and slow down a lot without any of the slipping, sliding that you would get from using your brakes. So that makes this really, really good in the snow, and I've just felt very confident and comfortable. I've even passed a couple of times because this car is handling really well. Like I said earlier, if you're going to be stuck in a snowstorm with a vehicle, this is a good choice. This is a really good choice. So we are at the Pilot gas station at Remington, Indiana, charging, and I just wanted to show you what is going on with the car right now. So first off, I pulled into this spot and I tried to use this charger and it didn't work. The port is a little bit snowy and I had to use a Q-tip to clean things out. And we finally managed to get this one in, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't do it myself. I had to get my husband to do it because I just couldn't maneuver the frozen cord. But yeah, so this is kind of what's going on with the car right now. Pretty snowy, and thankfully the front is still clear, and so that's good because that means that people can see my headlights. But yeah, so we're just going to charge up here, go to the bathroom. It'll add, maybe 50 to 100 miles of range, and then we'll be on our way again. Before we go in and take our bathroom break, I figured I'd just do a quick look at the charging and charging speeds. Again, it is cold outside. You can see it says 15 degrees, and we are charging at a rate of 83 kilowatts. There is literally nobody else here, so I am the only one charging. But whatever range we add is going to be golden because we didn't really need it in the first place. We're doing this just in case. Okay, we've been charging for about 17 minutes and we added 89 miles of range. We are closing in on 300 miles and only have 100 miles to go, so I think we're gonna have no problems making it even in this crappy weather. So I think we're gonna unplug and go. All right, we are back in Chicago and it has been slow going because of the snow and people who should not be driving who are out driving. But my last challenge is actually going to be getting into my garage because I have to go into the alley and I know it hasn't been plowed, and the question is whether or not my building salted in front of the garage door opening, which I'm guessing they probably didn't. So a couple of closing statements before I'll take you into the garage with me. A couple of closing statements I want to leave you with is the cameras on this are really good, and even with all of this messy snow, they did not manage to get iced or covered up. So that gets a huge thumbs up from me. And then two things that are not so good. So the windshield wipers. So I wanted to be able to clear the salt and snow from my windshield, but the windshield fluid is in the windshield wiper, and at 15 degrees, that shit freezes. So could not clear the salt off of my windshield until, I got water on it because snow. And then the other thing is the windshield wipers themselves, the location to turn them on and off is on the screen to the left, and you have to reach forward. So you're driving in snow in whiteout conditions trying to turn on your windshield wipers, and you're driving like this, and then you're going like this, and all around really not an ideal situation. So it's kind of an awkward location for your windshield wipers, and then having the windshield washer fluid in the windshield wiper itself, bad idea when you're going to be in winter weather. Yeah. So other than that, this is a champ in the snow. I love this. It is great. Those are the two things, and they all are surrounding the windshield wipers, that I would change. Otherwise, I think this is a great vehicle for winter weather. All right, I'm getting ready to turn into my alley, and we've probably had about 3 or 4 inches of snow. And I typically like to back into my space. Nobody has been in and out lately, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I want you to see how good the cameras are first off. I mean, a little bit of iciness, but this is my garage here. And props to my husband, who is being my cameraman right now. So apologies if things get a little bit wobbly with him. So typically, because the garage door automatically closes, I try and line myself up first to back up into the garage. Ooh, front camera is not clear. But I try and line myself up to be able to get into the garage first before I open it, because I don't want it to close on me. I've had that happen before. Okay, so by the way, not slipping at all, and unplowed alley. Oh my gosh, that went way better than I thought it was gonna go. And again, you can see the cameras are really pretty clear. And there we go. Okay, and start to turn so that I can make it into my spot right there. Let's do a little bit of a 3-pointer. And the radar and the sensors in the front are covered, which is not shocking given the fact that we just kind of went through whiteout conditions. Give myself just a little more space to make that turn. But the rear cameras are amazing. The side cameras still very clear. And I mean, they're very bright in the darkness of the garage, which is also really good and helpful. And I love the fact that it tells you how far away you are from the wall. All right, so there you have it. We made it back to Chicago in the snow, in the Lucid Air, and I had zero problems, zero slippage. Even getting into my garage was super easy. So I want to say, if you're going to be driving in snow, this is a great vehicle, except for the whole windshield wiper situation. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new car du jour. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to catch my shorts for your daily dose of drive.